Hello everyone, Mark from the Geek Church here, and today we've got some products from a company that we've reviewed before, several times in fact. And usually with UAG, or Urban Armor Gear, I usually like to go all out on them, but this time I really wanted to get these out fast because this is for a product that was just released, the Galaxy S25 Ultra. And I've got like 5 cases for this, plus this. We're going to look at them individually right after this. Okay, so I wanted to start with this, the Serge Slim 5K Power Bank. Now, this might not be specifically made for, say, the Galaxy S25 Ultra, but I felt that it was worth talking about because I'm assuming that if your phone is Qi enabled or wireless charging enabled, this should probably work for it. But we're going to see on this. And if it isn't, well, this is what we do tests for. Okay, so here it is right now. It's very thin, super skinny, and since it's 5K, I think that's what, 5,000 milliampere hours. So does it come pre-charged? Here's what I see. Okay, there's one light on the back, and there's 5 lights here, and then you know how this usually works with the charging lights. So I'm assuming every light represents 20% of power in it. It doesn't come fully charged. Real shame. Normally these things come out of the box fully charged. But hey, I'm just gonna, for the sake of argument, look to see if there's a charging cord in here, because why wouldn't there be? And there is. Ooh, and it's a very decent one. I think I actually reviewed one of these Serge, for lack of a better term. That could actually be SRGE. Maybe I'm not supposed to say it as a word, so it's an abbreviation, not an acronym. But anyway, this is a really great charging cord here, I've got to admit. Wow. Okay, so I'm glad that's included with it, as well as an instruction booklet. Just for the sake of argument, I'm going to see if I can charge this up right here. Well, okay, just to be on the safe side, I want to make sure. Okay, so this has an 81% charge. So let's just see if I can attach this on the back. And, this is kind of what, oh, hello. Okay. It did do it, but here's the thing. This isn't necessarily MagSafe. I can't tell if this is, okay, this is MagSafe compatible. So I don't know whether this will work with, say, okay, I'm guessing this is just MagSafe. So perhaps I spoke a little too soon on this being something made for the Galaxy S25, because yeah, anything that's an Android, specifically this Samsung flagship Android series of phones, not MagSafe. MagSafe, that's iPhone, in case you didn't know, but I'm sure you already knew that. However, here's the thing. It is charging, so I could probably just put this down and it'll finish charging, assuming there's enough power to do it in there. So in other words, I got something here. What I don't have is the necessary magnetic lock that, say, something like a MagSafe phone has. You know what? I just happen to have a MagSafe phone that I was just reviewing. I'm going to see how good the lock is. Okay, here's this case from another company, and I don't know if I should give the name of it, but maybe I'll put a link up there in case you want to see that review of this case, which I have, by the way. So anyway, this locks, yeah, that locks there like really good. So that's how that's supposed to work. And yeah, you got, there's not really much else I can say about this. I mean, I've reviewed so many of these particular types of charging things before that I'm not certain what else I can really say about it, other than the fact that it has a good price, $59.95. And I want to make sure that we've got some other stats about it. But it feels like it's made of like it's very solid metal housing construction. I'm not certain if it's drop tested up to anything. I mean, I have to admit, like, whenever I see a case or something like that, usually the first stat they give me is a drop test. And I'll give drop tests on all these particular cases I'm reviewing for UAG today. Not this, though. So, yeah, I guess we got something there. Anyway, time to start reviewing the cases for the Galaxy S25 Ultra. Now, this particular one is the Pathfinder Clear. And I guess it's clear because they probably make one that isn't clear. That isn't very clear. Anyway, I want to take it out of the box and show you it because it's a really freaking nice case. Gotta admit, I'm not really certain on this particular setup here. I mean, we got something for the lens and then we got something for another lens. I really am not sure how this really works. You know what? kind of wish I still had that thing. I wonder if that would work here. Hang on a second. All right, I thought I was done with this thing, but I suddenly realized that, hey, this particular indentation here and this particular thing kind of match. So I decided to match them, and that locks into place really well. So that's probably going to charge your S25 Ultra very well. I'm sorry I don't really have an Ultra. Sometimes I don't have the phone for the cases that I review, because it's a lot easier to get cases sent to me than it is to get the entire phone. You're just going to have to sort of do that thing. And if you want to leave that comment like, hey, how come you don't have a phone for this thing? You could do that. I get that all so much. Anyway, so what can I tell you about the Pathfinder Clear? Well, first of all, it's drop tested for about 18 feet. That's not bad. And of course, it's got the built-in magnet, which I've already talked about. Now, this is not the only color it comes in. I think it comes in like ash. I think this one is simply known as ice. So whatever color your Galaxy S25 Ultra is, and I'm assuming it comes with many colors, just like most smartphones do these days, you can really show it off. A nice I'm going to say transparent, but it is translucent in some of these areas. And I have to admit, these designs of UAG always tend to look like this. They just kind of do. I call this buckle, for lack of a better term, because honestly, I don't really know how to describe it. It's just that way. And I've been using that term buckle for years, but then again, I've reviewed UAG products for years, and hopefully will do so again. Okay, so the price, about $54.95. Very good deal, and I highly recommend getting in on this, because, hey, this is good. Because it just is. But we've got 4 more cases we gotta look at. Anyway, this is the Metropolis LT case for the Galaxy S25 Ultra. And I have to admit, it has a very unusual pattern. I'm going to bring this up close as I can. I don't really even know how to describe this pattern. Maybe topographic map would be accurate. And in case you're wondering, that is an indent. Like, you can feel this. So this means that this has got a very good grip, doesn't it? And it's very flexible, more flexible than I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be like super, I don't know, something about seeing a topographical map makes me think mountains, and mountains makes me think something that's, I don't know, harder than that. Anyway, so it's drop tested for about 18 feet. I think that's the same as the Pathfinder, and it is, I just checked. So, and of course it's got the built-in magnet, and it's made with recyclable material. Something that I've noticed, not something you see in a lot of phones these days, and I think that's a very good thing to have. Because why wouldn't you want to have that? Absolutely. Okay, I was looking on the website for some other facts about this, and I found out that this thing is called topography, which I think is actually very accurate. Notice how it's got this kind of hexagonal sort of interior thing. And I believe these things have lots of, what is the term that Trek used? Layers. And yes, because, I mean, I feel like this is a soft layer and a hard layer. It's definitely designed to protect your phone. And this is the Metropolis LT. Metropolis, you know, like the town that Superman is from. Because, yeah, it's as strong as Superman. I think I've used that metaphor before, so maybe I should move on. Best thing I can move on is get you the price. It's about $64.95. You can get it on the UAG site now. And I highly recommend looking into some more options. But hey, we have 3 more phones that we need to look at here. And this is the Plasma XTE for the Galaxy S25 Ultra. And this one is quite something. Now I have here that this is ash titanium. And I'll show you what that means once I take it out of the box. But yeah, that's a good way to describe the color. I mean, if I were to do anything, I guess this is the titanium, this is the ash. We're going to call it that. That's a good title. Okay, some of you can probably already see the primary feature here. And if you haven't, there it is. And I'll even show you a little close-up of it, which hopefully you can see there. That ring flips out. What can you do with that ring? Maybe the question is, what can't you do with it? Obviously, you've got it for, you know, watching a video, or you can watch it in, say, portrait mode. And why wouldn't you? Because, hey, let's scroll through TikTok while it still exists. Hopefully that's going to be dated, or a dated reference here coming soon. Oh, I also forgot that this ring can be used to hold your phone. See that? Kind of one-handed use. You can adjust it for comfortability. And I think you should for, you know, you never know when you might want to do this. Not sure how to take a picture with the S25 Ultra, but hopefully that comes in handy for that. The drop test is also pretty strong at 20 feet. So yeah, we got that to go with. Plus also a built-in magnet, which I'm assuming is what you use for that there. Hey, you know what I just realized? Can I charge it with wirelessly on this thing? I'm not sure. I'm assuming this magnet will have to be folded in order for that to work. Okay, I'm told this has airsoft corners, but it feels very super layered, and I kind of like that. Very stiff in the center and transparent. Also a good look for it. It has this kind of a snowy kind of effect here. It's like somebody like went in there with dots and just kind of did that there. Although I'm not certain how that's going to work, and maybe the video behind me is going to show that, assuming I've got this on the green screen behind me. Okay, you can get this for $69.95 on the UAG site. Highly recommend it. Anyway, let's get to our next phone. Okay, so this is our next phone, the Monarch Pro, which, and this is the titanium brand. Do you need me to explain why it's called that? You probably don't. Alright, so let's unbox it here and we'll see how titanium it is. Does it feel metallic? Oh yes it does. Does it feel soft? Also yes it does. On the sides is soft and on the inside is hard, so I'm guessing there's kind of some layers here, which is good because I'm told this is good for 25 feet of drop protection. That's something else. Okay, it's got a built-in magnet, but I'm not really seeing any other features, but let me just double check here. Okay, I'm seeing that it's got some sort of polycarbonate sheer plate that adds rigidity and resistance to scratch, dents, and everyday wear. I wonder if all the other phones I reviewed have had that same feature. Maybe I should double check on that. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, but it's got the usual stuff, the magnetic module and stuff like that, so hey, what can we say? Well, we can say it's a great phone case. I agree. If you like this, you can get it for about $79.95 on the UAG site right now. Okay, time to look at the Monarch Pro for the Samsung S25 Ultra. Now you might be saying, Mark, didn't we just look at that? And the answer is yes. However, did you notice it said Kevlar? Well, now you know it. Anyway, take a look at it. Also very metallic in the center, feels metallic. Feels soft on the sides. Gotta like that, don't you? Huh, there's something in the corner here that I feel like could peel off, but I'm wrong about that. Okay, so this has also been drop tested to about 25 feet. So that's not bad there. And of course we've got the magnet accessories charging thing here. And I'm trying to, spitballing as far as finding some other features here. I'm looking though, so. I'm assuming that the Kevlar really gives it some more strength. And Kevlar, don't they use that to deflect bullets? Crap, doesn't this deflect a bullet? You know, we've never actually tested that, but I want to. You know what? Could we do that? Okay, I don't have a gun and I don't have a expendable case here. I want to see that happen. After this review, I'm going to send an email to somebody and say, hey, please do that. In the meantime, I'm going to talk about the polycarbonate sheer plate, which apparently this has, but I'm not too surprised at that. I'm going to have to write down all the details in the article that I'm going to do about these phones, because I always do an article about these phone cases or whatever I'm reviewing. If you're seeing me do a video, it's got an article on it usually, so that's how that works. Okay, this one is the highest price at $99.95, so yeah, that's that. Okay, that's a review of all our cases. And then this thing too. I've already stated the prices, and I highly recommend going to the UAG site and seeing if you can't find more. Hopefully we're going to get some more in, maybe we can review those. I usually check after every time I review anything UAG, I'll usually send them an email saying like, hey, can we do a little more? And this sort of keeps going on. I'm really hoping to start that, some of you might remember the announcement I made where I said like I want to start a shop in my thing. I want UAG to actually be my first product in there for a reason, because they have a lot of diversity of products, and they're products that everyone's going to need, and I of course give them my quality stamp of approval. I would have done that harder, but well, I don't think I would have actually wrecked these things. So yeah, stamp of approval for UAG. Anyway, this has been Mark Rollins from the Geek Church, and I'm signing off.